Hi, namaste, and welcome to episode 23 of Spirituality Matters, where we often explore the dance of separation, union, and oneness. But what's the point of spirituality if it doesn't marry with practicality? I thought I'd share with you a little anecdote. So, a while ago, I was traveling up to London on the train, and I really needed to go to the loo. There was just a little too much fluid in the system. So I found a loo that was open, went in, lifted the lid, and immediately noticed that someone had left a rather large, unflushable deposit. It was very stinky. I recoiled, absolutely recoiled. I recoiled so much that all the fluid that I wanted to expel recoiled back into me. I came out of the loo in this state of complete recoil and walked away. I sat down, and my first thought was, oh no, all those people saw me leave that loo. They probably think that that was me. They probably think I was the one who left that deposit. I was really surprised by the sudden anxiety around other people's judgment. I don't know where it came from. Well, as I have been engaged in an intense practice of purifying my awareness, witnessing every thought that arises, especially since the beginning of this year, 2026, it was easy for me to spot this thought before it got replaced by another one. I thought, ooh, that's interesting. That's an interesting thought to be with. That's an interesting thought to embrace and bring love to. Because what's the point of spirituality if it doesn't marry with practicality? So I sat with a thought. What if people on the train think it was me that left such a huge pile of poo? What am I actually afraid of? And I started to connect to the tree. Exhale, inhale, relax, and become aware of the peace within, the illumined self within. This is a liberating touch practice where you connect to the tree, which represents your illumined self, your infinite self. It represents the intuitive wisdom within you. You can find out more about these processes at liberatingtouch.com. So I connected with the tree within me, to the wisdom of love and truth within me. I started breathing out the experience sensations of shame, fear, anxiety, judgment, that yada, yada, yada feeling. And breathing in the loving, expansive awareness of the self. And as I did that, I became much more objective about the thought that had arisen. Then other thoughts began to emerge, like, what does it matter so much what people think? Have I hurt anyone? Have I harmed anyone? Am I afraid of being misrepresented? Am I afraid of being misunderstood? Am I afraid of being misheard? What's really going on here? And I simply began witnessing, breathing out anxious feelings, witnessing my thoughts, breathing in kind, compassionate awareness from within. As the loving awareness rippled and flowed through me, I stayed in its presence. I remembered, yes, it is a dance, the dance of separation, the dance of union, and ultimately the dance of oneness. The dance of separation is this push pull. It's the in breath, the out breath. It's the drama, the story, right and wrong, should and shouldn't, me and you, them and us. This is what they think of me. And when I pull back from that dance, withdraw myself from that dance of separation, I find myself moving towards the dance of union. The pause, the breath, the space, the surrender, the peace, the allowing, the witnessing, simply watching it flow. And then I allow myself to drop into the state of oneness, the deeper sense of connection through time and space. And I began to wonder, how many others have had this thought? How many wouldn't? How old is this thought? And in this place of oneness, it is, simply is what it is. So the question becomes from, am I afraid of the judgment? Can I pause, meet the judgment? Or is it, where is the judgment here? Where does the judgment come from? Whose is it? How important is this judgment? Does it actually matter? And as I experienced these different levels of movement and flow within me, I came back to that original thought, to that moment of recoil. People think it's me. It wasn't. So what if it was? And if it wasn't, can I bring peace regardless? Yes, it's a possibility. Yes, it could be me or not me. Can I be peace with this moment? Can I move on? And I realized that I could. I didn't have to prove anything. I didn't have to be anything other than who I am in this moment. So perhaps that's how we can meet fear. We can meet it through asking, what is this about? What is the judgment around this? Where am I in this dance? Am I in the story? Am I in separation? Am I in union? Am I in a witness space? Or am I in oneness? Noticing the whole, the flow, consciousness. Am I caught in the separation of me and you, them and us? Or can I enter into this dance of union, that sublime moment of intimacy, looking into your eyes and seeing my eyes? A reflection of love. And can I go beyond even that? That underneath it all, there is this oneness. And then I smile because I think of that person who couldn't go into the loo, or who had to go into the loo and leave their deposit. I mean, think about them, perhaps in a desperate hurry and couldn't flush it away. Okay. I was ready to find the nearest toilet, loo, and relieve myself of my excess fluids. So there you go. Spirituality matters. How much of our suffering comes not from what happened, but from the story we create about what other people think or other people might think happened. The dance of separation, the drama, the story, the push-pull, the tidal waves of love, the inhale, the exhale, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, judgment. The judgment that arises. What will they think of me? Why does this matter? What do I want others to think of me? The currents of guilt, shame, denial, and fear. The dance of union, the happy ending, the warm hug, the recognition, approval, the climax, the spaces between the breath, the pause in time and space, the peace of surrendering, closing your eyes and sharing a moment of sacred intimacy. And other judgments like, what is it that I think of me? What do I want to think of me? What do I think of you? What do I think of everything? And then that dance of oneness, the dance of essence. It is, so it is. That it is, it is. What is judgment anyway? So thank you for joining me in this dance. Love is truth, truth is love. And when this wisdom lands, there is joy. May you live in the joy of love and truth. So I would like to again close with this simple act of service, a prayer, an intention. May all the beings in all the worlds know contentment and peace. Samastha Loka Sukhino Bhavanthu. Samastha Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastha Loka Sukhino Bhavanthu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Blessings and love and blessings.